Hello and welcome to this special holiday edition of Rat My Room, the only home renovation show where Maple builds a nest and literally none of her sisters help, even though there are 4 of them and only 1 of her. For this project, Maple has been given a budget of $0 and 0 cents due to the exorbitant vet bills part and parcel with rat guardianship. But Maple is undaunted by these constraints. Working on a shoestring budget is one of her specialties. She's also built with literal shoestrings when available. Using eco-friendly materials for sustainable development is a key part of Maple's mission as an interior designer. So she's using primarily upcycled materials, including thrice reused holly wrapping paper and a Christmas decoration from the literal 1990s to give this winter wonderland a cozy holiday feel. Maple is supportive of her sister's hobbies, but with an open floor plan and a limited footprint, Maple knows that sports equipment belongs outside the home, at least for now. The next step will be taking this beautiful shell and getting it move-in ready, creating a lived-in feel by stuffing it to the brim with as much substance as humanly possible. Part of Maple's passion for minimalism includes making sure that each room of a house has only one theme. And for Holiday House, that theme is paper. Paper is Maple's signature material and the foundation with which she's most comfortable. For the core of Holiday House, Maple has chosen to use a base of primarily sheet music from the Boston Conservatory at Berklee's Musical Theater BFA program to make sure that her holidays really sing. This is a naturally occurring substance in Maple's neighborhood, meaning that no importation of materials is required. This helps Maple stay true to her mission of an eco-friendly build at every step of the way.
I love this stage. Right at the beginning of the build, where it's a world of possibilities. I can see the end result in my mind, and now it's my job to bring that vision to life for everyone to see.
With a neutral palette of black and white sheet music as the core theme of the home, Maple knows a backsplash with a pop of color can do wonders to liven up a room, and pulls a sample of the cheery holly paper available. It'll be a while before it goes up, but it's good to have a sample to see how it contrasts.
That pesky ball makes its way back into the construction site. Rosella, seeing her sister struggle, finally decides to help out, if only for a split second.
Meanwhile, Angel has added a few strips of sheet music of her own to the on-site witch's cottage, but that seems to be the extent of the work she's willing to do.
Maple, on the other paw, continues toiling, stuffing Holiday House to the brim with all the modern furnishings a mischief of rats could possibly require. She installs brand new appliances such as paper and more paper. It's time for the next step. Even more paper.
With the structure solidly in place, it's time to put up the backsplash for that pop of color that's so crucial to Maple's design aesthetic for a project like this.
The cheery flora and bright red and green provide a much-needed contrast to the black and white sheet music, bringing harmony between the height of human artistry and the stunning beauty of the natural world.
Maple knows that a solid foundation is crucial for a good nest, and these tiny little scraps of paper her pathetic mom thought it was cute to shred to make little bits of fake snow are an awful excuse for building materials and should be ignored in favor of more substantial strips.
As she keeps building, Holiday House is already coming to life. More proof that Maple's choice of backsplash was impeccable. The plant life pattern and the red and green color scheme of the holly works perfectly in conversation with the green and red wreath adorning the front of the house. Working with oversized materials is a breeze for a confident builder like Maple. Even a rat in her prime would struggle with an unwieldy shape like this, but despite being an elderly 3 years old, Maple is adept at handling building blocks 3 times her size. Of course, Maple doesn't treat this exertion lightly and makes sure to take all of her union-mandated pet breaks. Burnout is real and self-care is important. Back to work, Maple employs one of her more unique strategies, communing with potential wallpaper to absorb its energy and see if it will fit with her ultimate vision. The snowman wallpaper passes the vibe check and is promptly carried off to be made into a foyer. Or foyer. Apparently both pronunciations are correct. It'll continue to stand as a welcoming tunnel for part of the build before being repurposed as a wonderful accent wall.
The snowman wallpaper goes up as a bold accent wall, creating a statement that says, "This is a cheerful holiday abode for cheerful holiday rats." It's welcoming, it's whimsical, and it's unmistakably Maple in its boldness and color.
Satisfied with a job well done, Maple takes an extra pet for the road and finishes her work for the day. But when our camera crew has gone home for the night, tragedy strikes. Maple's carefully chosen and meticulously installed wall has come crashing down, taking her hopes and dreams along with it.
This is a tough one. It's been a really smooth build so far, and you can't expect things to always go perfectly, but I would be lying if I said this wasn't a hard blow. I love that accent wall, and I was not expecting it to go down like that. When I face these kinds of setbacks on a project, I find it helpful to step away from that area and focus on something else while I clear my mind. Then I can circle back to troubleshooting the problem zone when I'm a little less shell-shocked.
Maple holds true to this plan and shifts her focus from the aesthetic to the practical. She takes this time to focus on the safety aspect, increasing the amount of insulation and creating an opaque roof, giving Holiday Home 360-degree coverage and ultimate privacy, perfect for shy celebrities, prey species, and doomsday preppers alike. In a stroke of luck, our producers were able to fly in a backup sheet of the cheery snowman paper, and Maple can go back to Plan A. She wastes no time in resurrecting her accent wall in the exact place where her first attempt was, a clear sign of her artistic vision. The fact that she had the option to go in a new direction this time, and yet chose to recreate her original design, speaks to her confidence in her aesthetic choices, and is a testament to just how effective Maple's wallpaper communion method truly is. With the snowman accent wall resurrected, it's time to move on to the next step of the build. More paper again. It's a tried and true method, but it's also labor intensive and time consuming. Over the course of this build, Maple spent literally hours carrying paper across this snowy landscape. No mean feat for a woman of her age. In a shocking plot twist, the next step of this build is more paper. Maple's in the home stretch now, and it shows in her body language. She's literally bounding with joy as she races to complete this build. Of course, with more intense labor comes more intense breaks, and Maple's union-mandated pet breaks are escalated at this stage of construction to union-mandated cuddle breaks. A little bit more paper.
and it's time for the finishing touch. Finally, Maple brings the ball back into the home, and with that, her holiday house build is completed.
It's easy to get in your head about your work, especially when you're in the middle of the process, but when you see the finished product in front of you, it's hard not to feel proud. This is a solid home. It's a home that predators can't see into, not from any side, not from the top. It's a home that says holiday, that says music, that says fun. I think that shows from every angle.
With hours of work completed, Maple is finally able to take a well-earned rest in the beautiful home she built. Just kidding, she finished and then immediately went to this empty tissue box and hung out there. I'm not even kidding. This wasn't me putting this at the end because it's a funny narrative twist, although it is a funny narrative twist. This is genuinely the order in which this happened. She built a nest for hours and then she curled up in a tissue box. I don't know, guys. Rats are just weird. God, I love her so much.